What's good, people? It's your boy Chad from the Realest Podcast ever with a major announcement. 2025 tax season is officially here, and we're partnering with Philly's #1 tax accountants to get you the maximum refund for the least expensive price. All tax season, TP Taxes is doing $75 simple returns, and you don't even have to come to the office to get it done. 1099s, LLCs, corporations, we got y'all covered as well. Contact us today at 215-TP-TAXES or visit us online at tptaxes.com to lock in your free consultation from the best accountants in the country. Mention TRPE to unlock additional discounts and financial services.
Y'all's the hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it. Y'all used to debate me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it, your homies on it. Y'all's the hate on all of my moves, but now niggas on it. Y'all used to debate me on me and my views, but now niggas on it. I used to tell them I'ma have me a show, but now niggas on it. Her homies on it, your homies on it. Realest podcast.
TRP Nation, what's good? We back with a fresh episode of the Realest Podcast ever. We back in the spot. We got a very, very special guest joining us today. He is the most prolific guest in TRP history. I think today is the 10th appearance that he's been, 11th appearance that he's been on the show. Last go around, he was here. He brought a B-boy through, brought a billionaire with him.
Oh no, that was 11. This is 12.
Oh, so this is 12. Okay, so we
we
officially at a dozen. He brought DA Dave Adelman, CEO of Campus Apartments, owner of the 76ers with him, and he also connected us with DG Dave Gold, who is now the director of something for the Sixers.
Diversity and
no, they changed
no.
He got.
Oh, that's right. He did. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Now it's something.
Yeah.
I know. I saw it.
Director. He directed.
All that.
But this gentleman right here, I always say.
You better give a little name for saying director of all that.
directing things. THANGZ.
Yeah, all that.
But yeah, this guy, man, he's literally a lifelong friend of mine. When people ask how long I've known him, I always tell them as long as I've been alive, I've known him for more years than I've not known him. Roughly since I was 17 and he was 15, man. And I'm not going to say how old we are now. I'm not going to carbon date us like that. But, he's, literally somebody that I have so much respect, so much adulation for, because I saw him set out a plan about 10, 11 years ago and literally work toward, that plan and literally check every single thing that he put on his list, off his list, to the point where, he's starting, I think, amaze himself sometimes with some of the, the rooms that he's in and, all of the accomplishments that he's made, man. And literally making real impact here in the city of Philadelphia on an economic bottom line standpoint for all of these different, young men that come through his Beat The Block program. And also, violence prevention and literally violence reduction, which we're going to talk about all of that great stuff today because, he's doing phenomenal work and he's, in a lot of different rooms that, are mind blowing, and I get the exclusive. So it's like now I get to, come to the show today and talk to it about it, with all of y'all, man. So with that being said, today's guest, Pastor Carl Day, Culture Changing Christians.
What's up, y'all? What's up, man? It's always a pleasure being with y'all, brothers. I ain't know, we 12, 13 times in on this.
Yeah.
Man, shout out to y'all, though, man. Like you said.
You haven't charged us yet. It's awesome, man.
You said I ain't what?
You ain't charged us yet.
Oh, man, I ain't never charging y'all, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I ain't never charging y'all, man.
Y'all heard that? Never. No.
Damn.
This family right here, man. So, like you said, Chad, just talking about seeing me do things. Man, it's been 13 years, 14 years now,
yeah.
But seeing what y'all started out with, you know what I mean? And like a lot of people don't even remember, but I was podcasting at a point before we had 15,000 podcasters in Philly. We was podcasting out of the same place at one point.
Then remember we all got shifted over to Jersey.
Right.
We was in the trailers.
Right.
Did what the Sixers was about to do.
Yeah.
All in Kansas. Real talk.
But I'll be back to potting at some point though too. So everybody heard that first on here. But
that's exclusive.
But yeah, so no, it's always a pleasure kicking it with y'all, man. So I appreciate y'all for having me.
So it's been about a year and a half since the last time you was on the show with us. I guess as best you can, on a high level, catch us up with all of the different dope things that you've been working on since September of 2020. 3, which is the last time you was on the show.
It couldn't have been that long ago.
Yeah.
What are you saying personally, or just with DA, or
Whatever you
No,
feel.
I'm saying like since the last time I've been with y'all, it was with DA, or
That was last year.
that was last year.
Yeah. That wasn't last year. Last year was 2024. It's January of
No, but
2020.
you just said 23.
That's when it was.
What, me when I was personally on here by myself? You said?
No.
Damn, was it that long ago?
Yeah, when you was on here with that was September of 2023. 23. Yeah.
For real? That was
Yeah.
long ago?
I'm just mind blown.
Yeah.
Been rough out there.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yo, that's crazy if that was the case.
Yeah, that was a year and a half ago.
Damn. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, man. Yeah, I got epilepsy, so I don't know what your excuse is, Matt. But yeah, I don't remember much.
I'm just a lot of parlays, man.
PTSD. Pain from the game.
Yeah.
I don't know, but a lot been going on, man. So, I'm obviously running Beat the Block, paid transformative programming for young black men, 18 to 25, where we believe in building better men and businessmen. They make $500 a week, spend 3 days a week with me. We get them employed within 30 days. We created an entrepreneurial incubator for them. We focus on personal development for the first couple months, reconstructing, deconstructing fatherhood, manhood, brotherhood. Because there's a lot of that they really need to unpack. You know what I mean? Especially if you learning from Instagram and your favorite rapper. But we make them employable. We connect with partner employers. We get them employed. We make sure that they have supports on all types of levels, connected to mental health treatment if they need that as well. And we also help them to jumpstart their businesses. So very, very intense business focused stuff. And these guys are launching their own businesses. So we take in 40 young men at a time. So that's like a big, big focus of mine, making sure that I'm securing funds and doing what I need to do, and just I'm in the process now of just packaging a lot of things. Been working behind the scenes, talking with other cities about potentially launching Beat the Block in other cities. A couple deputy mayors from other cities already reached out. Obviously was working, had my involvement with the Sixers and pushing that project, man. Just really supporting 76th place. And just the idea of the jobs and, because obviously they go hand in hand for me. It's like, y'all talking about a bunch of jobs, union opportunities, everything else. Oh, I got the young men in need. Right. So, that was a big part of reason why I got behind that. I've been doing some national work too as well with a bunch of community foundations, connecting the dots, also making gun violence a public health crisis, but making sure and ensuring that the community violence intervention groups on the grounds in various cities are still getting the support that they need. So,
right.
Doing work on that level. I obviously was working with, the Dems on certain things too. And man, outside of preaching and being in the streets and running Area 32, something I piloted with the state, was the creator behind it, the concept, where we was able to go ahead and create umbrellas and pockets of funding. And I brought in various organizations together to come under the same umbrella. So, that's why we see like a lot of that stuff that we can coverage for. Mike Morak and them got victory in North with the basketball, sports, skills, and drills. My man John, y'all know John got the 9 million staff he got. They hitting the streets multiple days a week, making sure that we present, cleaning and blight removal, putting solar lights and flower pots and really cleaning the streets up. And the same guys is walking them streets, making sure them streets safe and squashing beefs and being involved. The same people who really cleaning the blocks up and bringing back, renewing the blocks. So, and also provide trauma healing through Amir healing. So man, it's a lot of different things going on, man. Yeah. I'm always working, always plugging in. Got a coalition with the Jewish Federation, doing different things with them and repairing Black and Jewish relations, which started way before, the October 7th and whatnot, the war in Gaza. But we was coming into that with intentions of really pushing each other's plights. So I've been in D.C. lobbying for certain things, Harrisburg lobbying for certain Black things. Right. That's on our agenda, and just having them really back our play as well. I don't know what else to include, man.
No, I wanted to give you the floor to give kind of an overview because of the fact that I know all of this stuff, obviously.
Yeah, for sure.
But you're doing so much. And I think Beat the Block is the appropriate place to start, kind of diving into that program. What was the overall inspiration behind you creating that? And also, you have an amazing team that works with you. Crystal is phenomenal. John, Lil, Dot, all of them guys, all of them guys, and then and then Crystal. Talk
Junior too. He the camera.
And Junior too. Yeah, the content.
Gotta speak on my son.
Yeah. Creative director, content lead. Talk to me about the inspiration behind the program, and then also how you sort out the people that you ultimately, built the team that, is executing this cohort and this curriculum with these young men. So
that's a good question. Beat the Block was something that I always wanted to do. One of the reasons why I was like, y'all know, like, people know me for being outside. You know what I mean? Like, the streets call me, hood pastor of the hood. Like, you know what I mean? Because I'm always outside and just always doing different things. I built my bones outside. A lot of outreach stuff. Obviously, I pastor and preach inside of a church, but like everything with me was always outreach, being around, being where the people was at. But one of the things that I consistently saw a problem with, it was like, whether it was talking to the brothers in the jails, outside the jails, and they would be, that's some real ish, you know what I'm saying? And like, I feel what you're saying, and but it was always something, that barrier was like, they hear me, they feel me, but they can't act on that because they still got to do whatever they got to do to meet their bottom line. And it's like, when you deal with government, one of the most frustrating things about government, and no disrespect to any government official y'all have on here, but they be lying when they telling you that, like, they be lying if they tell you that they don't have a problem with doing what I'm doing with Beat The Block.
Right.
Because that's a lie. It's a myth. This is why, like, they do frivolous things like gun buybacks, and then they offer you a ShopRite gift card for your gun. Somebody out here trying to live.
Yeah.
And yet, because the key is, government is resistant to putting money in the hands of black men. They don't want to do that. They don't want to believe in the idea of like leveling the playing field for black men. So like for me, this whole concept was like, if I could, especially some of the youngins, because guys our age or 35 plus, and some of them got their mind made up. You know what I'm saying? Their expectations gonna be higher. They want you to go ahead and buy them a house or something, and they still ain't gonna do nothing but destroy the house. But like the youngins, where we know that they out here acting crazy for little to nothing, barely paying their cell phone bills. I'm like, listen, if I can be able to get them enough money to quiet the stomach rumbles, bring them through my doors, and really like do what school couldn't do or did not do in Philadelphia, like, and then connect them to employment, we really could change the game. Right. So it was like, for me, that was always the idea, figuring out how to put that together or amass the capital to be able to make that happen was always the problem. Because again, government, they believe, you give a black man money, man, he gonna buy drugs, he gonna buy guns or something like that. So that's why the stipends are always minuscule. You see what I'm saying? Like, they got Navy Yard projects and all that stuff that the government to go ahead and, throw out there acting like they give you opportunity. They give you like $150 and they want you to spend weeks with them for the $150. Right. And then they say to earn an opportunity to apply for a job.
Yeah, so it's not even a fast track or guaranteed job placement.
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. One other program I think happened in California at one time. And, it was a guy that used to run OVP in Stockton, California. And they shut it down because they was just like, we don't believe in wanting to give taxpayer money to guys to not commit crime. Right. Well, the thing is, for me, Beat the Block isn't just paying guys not to commit crime, but we're leveling the playing field, and we also, what we're doing is we're serving as a bridge, between what schools didn't do and how the family structures and dynamics broke down, and we're investing in young men so that they can go ahead and build equity, so they can go ahead and try to be future-proofed in Philadelphia. So that's where the idea came from. It was like, I'm tired of kind of like basically preaching to what the choir is, and that's everybody in the streets that's like, damn, I know what my circumstances is. You ain't even really got to tell me that, but like, I know what I'm doing wrong. You know what I mean? I know I should be doing better. And it's like, I felt like, I can't keep coming to these guys with my hand empty. Right. So, when I finally was able to, secure some capital, got some support, it was like, man, we're gonna go ahead and turn this joint up. Like, now I'm able to go ahead and hit the streets, talk to folks through my own, credibility, through my own respect, and say, I need y'all to refer some of these youngins to me. Which youngins y'all know that's burnt out, that's in a way, 18, 25, but at the heart, really, and the majority of people really still are good kids, man. They just make
they're not a lost cause, they just making bad decisions.
Horrible decisions, man, horrible decisions. And as they constantly tell us all the time, and they take pride in it, I ain't got no old heads. That's the problem. Right. You know what I mean? So it's like now it's like we're able to entice them though. Like, look, man, let me go ahead and put some money in your pocket for real money, because they work 12 hours a week. So they get 41, 66 hours with me. I tell them all the time, yo, your mama wouldn't pay you $40.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Most jobs ain't gonna pay people $40. Like, it's real world.
And
but
that's not
You
skilled labor.
You pay them $40 an hour?
$41.66.
Get down.
Yeah, I got a block. I'm trying to beat.
You got a block. You trying to
Yeah.
But
41.
66. Yeah, so, but that's me respecting the dignity, though. Right. I want them young men to know from the door, like, nah, you worth more than you even believe you worth.
Right, and you're helping them to set their market value so that when they go out into the world, they already know, like, yo, PC giving me this. Like, you know, it is a big problem that our people, not even just the young people, just our people, period, have. They don't understand time value on money.
There you go.
You exchanging your time for a service, what is that worth? And establishing that and sticking to it.
For sure. For sure.
And also not understanding that sometimes a job is not to be had, it's to be created. You can create your own opportunity and create your own economy if you have exposure to the exposure and the skill set to what that success that you want looks like. And and I respect you in the program so much because y'all are actualizing and giving them the experience and the exposure.
Yep, bro. Like, listen, man, we teach what's called Maslow hierarchy there. And like the bottom of the hierarchy is where typically most young black men are, you know what I'm saying? And that's like their physiological needs, to where like they're so focused on like day-to-day water and food and just how to get by that they never get to the point of actualization, where they actualize the purpose, they actualize who they can become. And that's like what we really strive, and we teach them that. Like, yo, this is the reason why, you know what I mean? Self-esteem needs, everything else, like the feeling to belong and the you know, trying to fit in and you know what I mean, be relevant. Depression,
all of that.
So it's like we take them to that point of actualization, which is why like one of the most proud moments is like coming through that door talking about what they want to start. Then we start really putting them through, and it's intense too, by the way. So like people that might start trying to reach out, like, oh, I got a nephew and all that rah-rah. No, he ain't gonna survive if he can't be checked, be told what to do, and actually meet deadlines. You know what I'm saying? So like we got an entire digitized curriculum that, you know, I created. And my team, like you said, amazing, and they keep these guys and hold them up to the benchmarks that they're supposed to meet. Because we got work to do, we got results to produce. But it's like when they create them LLCs, and you've been at, you've been in multiple times, but you also been a judge. You got to see these guys actually put real presentations together, business plans, and make their pitch. You know what I'm saying? So,
and these young men, listen, they're smart, they driven, they're polite, they're respectful. They respect not only him and the program leaders, they respect their peers in the room and encourage them to, you could go further with this idea, you could do more with this. Like, I would do this like this. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to take this idea, but when I'm looking at you, I think you should do it like this. Like, they're engaged. And it shows you the difference between the stigma that's attached to a lot of these young men versus when you nurture them and you pour into them what they actually need, what they turn into.
What they can become. Yep, absolutely. Because I'm about to say that's the key word. It became everything you need. You know, and that's the truth, man. And that's like, so that's my biggest passion behind that. It's like, look, man, you know, obviously also I got kids, man. My son is literally like, is their age. You know what I'm saying? My oldest son, Junior, he's filming, he's doing everything he's doing. He's 21, you know, so like they all click up and connect with him and everything else. But it's like, I do that for them and everybody else's kid. Cause it's like, one of the things we got to do as parents, we got to be proactive and not just blame everybody's parents, but also say, how can I go out and reach these other youth? Cause it's like, you know, black men, we be talking all this tough gangster bravado stuff. I wish somebody would play with mine. I'm gonna go. Well, no, the most gangster thing you could do is get outside, help them other young boys, so you ain't got to worry about doing something to them young boys. You follow what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about them dating your daughter and acting a fool. No, get out and pour into them. You know what I mean? Cause this is something that we all got to face. So, yeah, man, it's like you said, those guys want to. Yeah. And that's where like rooms that I'm in, spaces I'm in, private, you know, philanthropic people and everything else, like I'm literally fighting tooth and nail, convincing them, like these are the real transformative stories that if like, you know, technically speaking, it's $8,000 for one young man. How much it costs to send him to jail? How much it costs to put him through the trauma unit? If he got to get 15 transfusions, you know what I'm saying? Because he shot and they doing stat emergencies and all that. Like it costs way less to go ahead and make that investment. Give me one of these young men for 4 months, do what I need to do, and watch what he could become, how it changes the trajectory of his life, but also the people that's in his care and the people he surrounds. Right. Because honestly, bro, listen, that influence in like government and all these other places across the country, like in violence prevention spaces, they use this term and they overuse it, but credible messenger. Like it is so done and outdated. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know, 12 years ago, 15 years ago, somebody thought like, lack of better terms, all the real niggas can come home and like they're credible, So now it's like, such and such did 26 years. He gonna come home and he's credible. These young boys don't do history lessons. These young boys know how to work these way better. They gonna say, oh, go ahead, navigate through this joint for me. Oh, you ain't know what to do with it. I ain't trying to hear nothing from you. You know what I'm saying? Beat it. And these young boys got guns bigger than you, oh, They don't care about the weight you lift and everything else. So that whole credible messenger model makes zero sense if they're not competent.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And it's like, these guys gotta be competent messengers. They gotta know how to communicate. And one of my guys, Dante, who now live in LA, but like he helped facilitate. This dude never sold aspirin. Grew up in the Northeast, and guess what? He provided the nurturing side. These dudes looked at him like an uncle that they could talk to because they needed that. You see what I'm saying? So it's like we even got to break that stigma and the dichotomy of the way in which we see black men and their roles to help. So it's so many educated, thorough black guys like a Matt. That just work, that work, that ain't did nothing. But guess what, though? Got so much to give, though, to these young boys. Like, seriously, you know what I mean? Like, because when you get them in close quarters and you create an environment that's safe, you going to see them not be afraid to say, yo, Mr. Matt, like, what about that thing you said about the job? How you get accepted before? Like, how that work? What I'm supposed to do? Like, these guys get real, they really, really, really begin to inquire about a lot of different things. And it's like, we really need each other in that. So those young guys really can transform and change. And it's like, that's the whole purpose of Beat the Block, man, because this is really the last stop.
Right.
All they doing now is just building jail. You 18, 25, that's why they're like, why we want to pay $8,000 for this guy?
Put him in jail, pay him 13 cents.
There you go. There you go. So that's what they be on, man. So it's like, that's the thing that fueled me with that. And I will say it's like, it's a battle because it's like, in philanthropic spaces, one thing that people can do is be very, very trendy. A lot of them can be very trendy. George Floyd happened, boom, everybody was, oh man, what black cause can I give? You know what I mean? Then the blood dried, you know what I'm saying? They cleaned the street and it was like-
They took them black squares down off their social media.
There you go. It come right down and then next thing you know, like they start saying they going a different route. Seriously, and this is what happens. So it's kind of like the same thing here. And if we're not careful,
They
took the black squares off the side. Yo,
but it's the truth.
It is the truth.
He looked around like, oh man, we off that? Oh man.
And that was
archive that jump.
And that was the indicator,
You was
man.
watching basketball games and it was awareness 22. Like, yeah, that's a real thing.
It happens, man. So it's like the next thing happens though is if we not careful and it's like people look at these numbers and be like, oh, some of the violence is declining. Yo, guess what? Philanthropy is switch gears quick.
Yeah.
Like, oh man, well.
Oh, that's cool. That's done.
We done with that.
Yeah. Now maybe we should go back to how do we build more shelters or something? And not to say you don't take away from that. But it's like a lot of things that we're seeing in the declines and everything else, it stems from like investment back into these young guys.
Yeah, I know you love all of the young men that come through the program. And I know you try to put your hands and your personal touch on as many of them. Pause. Are there
that's
any
a super pause. I'm a passer too. And that's too far. That's too far.
But is there any 1, 2, 3 that stand out in terms of like success stories or young men that you really, really proud of that came through the program?
Multiple. Couple guys though, man. One of the young guys, man, Angel, he heard about us while he was in state, while he was upstate. He was in state jail, about to be on his way back out. We had a friend of his in the program, so he was telling Angel about this joint the whole time. And Angel just kept hearing like different things that he was taking in and like sharing. And he shared it with Angel, and the next thing you know, like Angel get home and then, kid go ahead, make the referral to us. We just so happened to have a spot open. We let Angel come through. Angel sat there, was like, man, I'm trying to get a truck driving. Ultimately want to create my own trucking company. You know what I'm saying? So we start helping him with the logistics, finding out like what do you got to do to get in CDL school, but also how do you start your own trucking company and whatnot so that he be ready by the time he ready to turn that up.
Exactly.
Angel had a daughter and he was just like, yo, I ain't going back to jail. I can't, so, got Angel employed. This brother was just sharp. I'm talking about would stay afterwards, was doing his homework with everything. probably one of the most talkative people in the joint. And I'm just like, yo, this dude. And in my mind, I'm like, yo, this bull better cash out because he doing a whole lot of talking. Yeah. But when I tell you, man, I went ahead and made a connection for him to go ahead and get his CDL school paid for. Man, this brother, like, literally took full advantage of it. Passed, on the road, doing this thing, referred like 5 other people that he knew that was out there doing anything in Kansas and all other kind of places. And like, he's just been a model for like what this thing really looked like, man. And like I said, he heard about it in jail and came straight in. You know how some dudes come home, they still want to dibble and dabble first or get a little bit of the gel off of them, man. He came right in, hit the ground running. Another youngin, Ebo of mine, who actually worked for me now. You know, youngin was shot up outside of high school when he's like 15, turned all the way up, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really gonna get into talk about where he's from, but he started turning up, doing his thing out there, come through the doors, man, took heed to everything. And I'm talking about literally was just like, it got to the point where man, youngin brought a recorder with him, like just cause he like, PC, I'm catching all the gems. Everything you say, PC, I'm gonna go back over it. And I mean, he was in his bag and it was just like, he actually is in the process now of creating his own pod, but he checked me before they finished and was like, yo, man, when you gonna hire some young people? So I'm like, well, who old? What you saying? Like, you mean? And he was like, I mean, I'm like, well, you know, like, I'm like, to do what? Like, do what y'all doing. So I'm like, well, who you want fired? So he like, no, I'm just saying, like, you know, man, you should have somebody else up there. So like the day before, the day of, we celebrated the completion, you know, I said, yo, look, I'm gonna hire you. You know, so he one of the young boys that I hired another young guy, man, was vicious outside. Right. But same thing. Crazy part was he was educated. Like he went to Central. Didn't you go to Central too, Chad?
Yeah. I met him. I talked to him.
Yeah. So y'all, you know, he probably like P 1009. you like P 702. You know, y'all got the, you know, I mean, y'all got, you know, they got a fraternity going on at Central. Yeah, they got a frat at Central.
You take numbers and
You know, so, but nah, man, I brought him in on staff as well. So like now, you know, these guys are facilitating, giving game back to the same people that's right in their generation. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I got some like 23 and 21, you know, feeding guys that's 20, you know, 18 to 25. Mm-hmm. So, you know, for me, those are some of the greatest success stories because I was just telling somebody this, like, you know, I'll be 40 in March and it's like, I'm not trying to be the old head, 62 years old, trying to hold the place of prominence. Mm-hmm. Like I probably want 55 tops. You know what I'm saying? I want to be out the loop. Probably just do some advising for the young guys who really meeting the guys in their own generation. Right. We shouldn't be in the way. Like I'm 40, I shouldn't be telling an 18-year-old what he need to do. Like especially when I can equip other youngins. So like for me, those are just 3 examples, man. But I got youngins that created their own mobile detailing businesses. Guys got their own clothing brands. 2 youngins that just finished. They brothers got a great clothing brand going on, man. They doing their thing, man. The Mazers. And it's like, you know, story crazy. I saw they pop get killed. Pop was an old head. They pop was somebody that was somebody in my neighborhood. Right. You know what I mean? And they was babies. They was young. You know what I mean? One of them got shot. One of them been robbed. They kind of been through their own trials, tribulations. And then they was like, yo, you know, we create our own thing. And they've been doing their thing, man. Those 2 young boys is good guys, man. So it's like, to be able to see them overcome, because they should be out here. They got every reason. They check every box. You feel what I'm saying? Oh, I got killed. Damn, I got shot. And, you know what I mean? People with guns to me, and I've been through stuff. I lost homies, and it's like, they got every reason in the world to be out here running wild and should receive no judgment. Right. You see what I'm saying? They the ones that's in the third world country. We like, damn, I see why he bombing these countries. Like, he lost his peoples in an attack from another country. Grew up with nothing. He lost a finger, and he out here. You feel what I'm saying? So like, yeah, man, but it's like, it's the list runs on, man, but, you know, some them guys, man, resilient, man, and the businesses they started and just the creativity, you know, proud of a lot of them dudes.
Yeah, I think the resilient part is the most underrated part that these young men don't get credit for. Mm-hmm. Because they go through, by the time they 13, 14, 15, they go through more than the average person experiences in 65, 70 years of life. When you talk about trauma, violence, PTSD, you know, mental health, untreated mental health issues and all of that stuff. And they still push forward. They still find a way to, you know, to go on and try their best to hold their heads high and find a way to make a way. And in the event that they don't run into a program like Beat the Block, or they don't run into, you know, some form of like mentorship or whatever that saves them, who knows where they, you know what I'm saying, where they end up at. But, you know, at the core of a lot of these young men, they still have good intentions, even if they're making bad decisions.
Absolutely, man. And that's severely overlooked. And that's why I told those youngins straight up, like, whatever it is that you're trying to do, you have to be able to pursue it with the same level of veracity that you would do things in the streets. Right. I'm like, look, man, if y'all then took a life, you know, or almost did, or somebody almost took your life, why the hell would a boardroom be scary to you? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm like, yo, you start a business, why would you fear a competitor? Like, yo, throw it all on the line at whatever you trying to do, because these people haven't been through what you've been through. Right. And that's what I tell them straight up. Like, that's my secret sauce outside of my faith. It's like, man, I'm gonna go all the way in on certain things, because at points in my life, I was going all the way in at everything. So, yo, you owe it to yourself, because the person that's competing with you, like you said, Chad, 99% of the time, they won't even be able to go through in 65 years what you've been through in 17.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, again, one of the young boys I'm mentoring right now, starting a nonprofit, fam, his mom was killed, shot in the head.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And it was like, he'd been through it all. Lost a younger brother, you know what I'm saying, where the father of the younger child, like, fed him pills and killed him.
Damn.
You see what I'm saying? Young boy, they moved him down south, start wilding out down there, kicked him back out, sent him down Philly, sent him back down north. And I ain't find none of it out till his grandfather stood up during our celebration recently and it was in tears talking about, y'all don't understand what y'all done did for my grandson. Mm-hmm. Grandfather put the story out there. I didn't know when I had a young boy with me for 4 months.
Right.
But like, he was so eager. He was like, nah, I'm trying to turn my hood around, I'm trying to turn my hood up, start this nonprofit. And I just love the energy. So I told him I'd take on the role of being his mentor. Grandfather shared that. I was like, yo, I couldn't believe it. Right. You know what I mean? So again, that's resiliency. Yeah. And he got a daughter. So when I be hearing these people in these rooms, sometimes, you know, I hate to use this as equivalency because he's a little crazy, but when I go on these Kanye rants sometimes and talk the way I talk, I don't be caring about people's perspective if they think I'm not nice as a pastor. I don't got time to be nice. I don't care about being nice, but I'm dealing with his life and death. So I'm in these rooms and I'm snapping in these rooms saying what I'm saying, talking how I talk. I could do that because I'm right here next to these guys. Right. And they need that help. So, you know, yeah, man, they resilient and people don't realize that, man.
Yeah. Something that you touched on, you know, in the opening was, you know, about the violence being down in Philly, 2024. It's reported it was the lowest homicide rate in a decade, 267 murders total, lowest since 247 in 2014, down roughly 35%, you know, year over year. What do you think, you know, contributed to the dramatic decline that we saw, you know, year over year, and it's pretty much continued already, you know, starting off into, you know, into 2025. We're still like, you know, trending downward or whatever. What do you think is some of the contributing factors that has got the city to where it is now?
For one, Beat the Block.
Absolutely.
I gotta say that.
Yeah, you gotta say that.
But beyond that, seriously, the same thing that happens every time, you know, black people get opportunities. You know what I'm saying? It's the genius of black folk. And I'm talking about not just Philadelphia, nationwide. We got to understand this, that it was because of the spike, the soar of gun violence over the pandemic and everything else that caused government to move on a national level. Like Biden, you know, put the, you know, $5 billion over 10 years out there and was like, we got to get federal money out there. So it was like the moment that the same people who've been the everyday heroes in a community, you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure Matt probably can think off the dome, like old head in Southwest or something that probably used to keep the young boys in order. And he was doing it just because he was doing it. And everybody knew, oh, Mr. Kenny, oh yeah, he grabbed the young boys up, he'd snatch you up, he'd, you know what I mean, slap you upside your head, cuss you out, and then tell you, go play football or something. But it was like, those people finally got funds. Right. They got support. Like, we've been neglected for so long. So now people sit there and try to attribute it to certain politicians, Cap, you know, police, Cap, because police everywhere are talking about they understaffed. So how we gonna credit them for a decline? Yeah. They say they ain't got no people. Got billboards, you know what I'm saying? They got billboards up. So it's like, you know, so at the same time, so many people pissed off at the politicians. How would they get credit? How can they say they really impacted it? You know what I mean? So even a place like Philadelphia, violence been going down before the new mayor kicked in. Everybody hated the last mayor. Yeah. Yet the trend start going down with the last mayor there. Same thing with the commissioner. Black woman there, it was already trending down. It was 25% when she left. You know what I mean? You bring in new people. What, they gonna take the credit?
Yeah, and I'm not sure when she resigned, but in June there was already a nationally published story that said Philadelphia had leading the charge. They had the biggest decline in murders and violent incidents overall out of the top 10 big cities in America.
So guess what? Media perception overruled reality. That was the crazy thing. And it was just like, for me, so I thought it was asinine. But beyond that, my point is, you heard even black community members and our people, oh, that's because they locking all the young boys up or people getting killed. Y'all realize when they get killed, that means it starts a new 6 to 7, 8 young wild ones to say we got to get back for what's the name?
Yeah,
like they're birthed every day.
Right.
So with that being said, the biggest indicator was this: the one commonality, and I do this work nationally. Did work with the White House nationally with 16 different cities. Project that they did, with community violence intervention. You talk to people across the country, they all finally got access to money. They finally got support to do what they do because nobody has a greater genius than black people, especially within the confines and context of their own community. So we know what to do. We know the solutions, but give us the bread. You know what I'm saying? They put funds in the sports programs, all kind of stuff. God forbid, you want to go ahead and run something in your own community. So that was the thing, man. Black organizations, black groups were putting work in, and we started to see the drop off, man. And right now ain't the time to stop it either, because those same resources need to continue to exist.
Exactly.
Bottom line. So the most fearful thing is watching these numbers decline, and people think, oh, we cool, we at 250. Say that, tell that to one of the parents of the 250.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So that's what I would say to Chad. Like they got the resources nationwide, and then we start to see that decline. You know what I mean? Because we can't say, oh, all the young boys out in LA got shot and killed. We don't know that contextually. We can't make up the rules and be like, that's because Big Boo and them got hit in Miami. We don't know what's going on there. So that can't be it. Organization finally got the support.
Look, you wanted to say something.
It's just wild to think that like to be down at 260 and like it's almost celebratory.
Oh man, we popping champagne.
Yeah, well, good job.
Yeah, man.
Oh, good job. Well, like that's
crazy.
Nuts because we, it's sad, but we was cracking 5 at one point. And I had to talk with somebody the other day, and he kind of was on the side of what you were saying, like, well, yeah, they locked all the young boys up, and it's like, yeah, that's not what I'm saying? That's not easy to say. And to your point, where it's like, when you start putting actual opportunity in front of people, and I know that just from being around people, where it's like, when someone has nothing, they'll do anything. But if you have an actual plan put in front of you, it's easy to go to work when you just like, man, I gotta be there at 2 in the afternoon. People, when your back's against the wall, you'll literally do anything. And I think, especially for me coming from Penrose, where you don't see that side of it. Like I remember when I started going out and meeting people, and like you hear some of these stories. We would talk like perfect example. You just said so and so mom got murdered. That not even a thought.
Right.
And you're like, wait, what?
Yeah, because like, how do we get there?
Like that's an extreme that you should never have to experience. But it's like once your parents are getting killed, your brothers and sisters are getting killed, and you're standing there with nothing in your pocket, and you got a child. It's like, I got to do something.
Yeah.
So to your point, being able to get your CDL, being able to get this opportunity to just do a mobile detailing. We was talking like one of my homies do that down south. He makes insane amounts of money. Yeah. Doing the power washing cribs and all. It's just crazy out there. But what if you from where you from, you do the Area 32. That's from
that's down North Philly,
Right. Like so you from these different parts of the city and you don't have the access and you don't have the know-how. Man.
But also to add to that though, Matt, like what people also got to realize, because we dealing with a much younger demographic, so it's not only necessarily like they back against the wall from a financial opportunity standpoint, but we got to remind ourselves that like the influence of music, drill music, which they say they admit themselves turned a lot of young boys up, especially throughout the pandemic and everything. Drill music, money. Oh, now I can live out and be dirt. Like I can really try to be Von because I got my own money. I can go buy me a pistol. So like ghost guns, everything else. So like with that being said, we got to remind ourselves too that this is survival. Because the culture done shifted so much. It ain't like back in the day, Chad, where it was like, oh no, Chad, he just the boy that want to throw parties, whoop whoop, and he off limits. These young boys be like, oh no, anybody you want an Instagram picture with, or I won't care, the young boy play the game all day, he a streamer. Oh no, he part of the score. So now these young boys come outside and sit there and say, I gotta put the ski on, even though like I just play football. Yeah, you do. Cause why? They spot you because all your homies in them is eight to a bando, and they don't come out, you know what I mean, until they gotta grab weed or something. Like they finding you. So it's like those guys even start grabbing pistols, man. So it's like that be survival mode for these guys. And they be like, who are we? I had the governor with me before, and I said that to him. I was like, yo, like, cause we talked about that before. Cause I even shared it with him. I was like, yo, you know what? Really got me caught up for my first gun case. He said, what's that? And I was like, fam, they denied me my gun license because I owe parking tickets, bro. And I said, I got locked up because somebody accused me of shooting them. And I said, what you think I'm supposed to do after that? Like, if you looking for me, I got to go down and grab the gun. You know what I'm saying? That's how I told the story. But like, so I'm like, yo, I got to go ahead and grab me a gun now.
Yeah.
You think I care? Like, I'd rather be alive than face the, you know what I mean, the probation, 11 tab 23, follow out of probation, or the 5-year max, whatever y'all choose to do. I need me a gun now. I said, that's these kids. They best friends get killed, or a group of people get to killing 2-3 of y'all. Even if you ain't on that, yo, I know they not playing. You know what I mean? This ain't Smokey and Craig with the big worm, the potential. Like, no, we done lost 3 homies. We lost 3 homies. They not playing. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, how do we go ahead? What options and alternatives? We got no money for relocation. You know what I'm saying? We can't do much of anything. Can't provide their parents no opportunities. Yeah. So what they supposed to do? Yeah,
these young boys be landlocked to a 4x4 block by 4 block radius because they don't have no economic opportunity or no way to uproot themselves. And then we saw situations in the last few years where this one situation, the family, it got intense where they had like shot one of the sons, whatever. The dad moved them to a whole nother part of the city. 4 days later, the niggas that shot his son came to the crib, kicked the door in, and shot the dad and the other son.
Ain't that something, man? So it's like, how do you tell them, don't go buy a legal gun? Turn your gun in.
No.
Say something. And then it's like, you say, where you about to move to? Obviously, even if you move your family to another part of the city, they still found you. Like,
they still found it.
What's next?
I never understood that turn your gun in thing. And I know that might sound terrible, but just, it's the truth. Like, turn in your illegal firearm for a certificate for a ham.
A ham.
It's just crazy.
Can I get a turkey ham? No, just ham.
Just ham. No turkey ham.
Bone in.
Groceries high too, so they gonna give a bean 50. You walking out with lunch meat, bread, some eggs. You know what I'm saying? And
a Wegmans gift card. You got one bag.
One
bone
bag.
in. It's crazy.
2 days worth of food. 2 days worth of food. Y'all not even safe now.
Yeah, you gonna be fed.
Hungry by Wednesday. It's Monday. You hungry by Wednesday.
Popeyes is on.
Oh, that's crazy.
I remember me and you a couple years ago. We had this was right before I got rid of Twitter, but we had I won't say argument, but a back and forth. We were talking about music and the music having an influence on people. And I remember I kind of was, I guess, being that old man of not. I didn't want. You were basically like, yeah, the music is a bad influence, and I was just like, no, it's not, because we listen to music. You know, we always talk like we listen to music, some of the most terrible things. And at the time, I just didn't fully understand where drill music had came into play. And understanding just how demonic.
Yeah, it's poison.
It don't even rhyme.
They put the horror movie beat on the background, and it's just like Michael Myers, and they just talking about doing all kinds of unworldly stuff.
Y'all remember the Grave Diggers back in the early 90s? RZA and Prince Paul group is horrorcore. It's like that, but it's based on real situations. They're name dropping. Things that actually happen, and I'm just like, what is wrong with you?
I literally saw a rap the other night that came on like one of the Reddit feeds, and the young boy, I'm talking about for 1 minute and 40 seconds, you know, Spizzy dropped this person and whoop did, and I'm like, yo, if you a detective, it's just like, all right now, like it's crazy, but they really get on these songs and just
indictment rap,
balls to the wall, just saying all kinds of crazy shit, and I didn't realize where, especially like the Philly scene, like how demonic it had gotten, and no one's making it out of this nonsense
at all. It is horrible.
I said the other day to you got 9,000 rappers, 9,000 diss tracks, and 2 deals, and you know the guys who get deals, they walk away from that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's rare you see the actual drill rapper in the midst of the drill shit get the big record deal. This might have happened maybe 2 or 3 times.
Yeah. Even like take New York, which is substantially bigger than Philadelphia, it's the same thing up there. 2-3 of them guys got record deals. Everybody else is just collateral damage.
They make a real good song.
Good song. And it's hard to replicate it. You know what I mean? So they got the one real good song, they be right back out there with it. You know what I mean?
And to that point with us, with our music, like you take somebody like Jadakiss, who raps as street as possible, is one of the best rappers ever. It's like Jada do a single,
the best ever.
He do a single, that's Mariah Carey.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
This ain't no drill rap. Like that's actually Mariah Carey over there. So it's like, it's I didn't realize just how bad the drill music was doing these young men.
So, and one of the things that really made me realize it more than ever, man, multiple things, because like I'm cool with a lot of youngins, but I also got a son that's 21. So I'm watching like my son telling me like, yeah, Dad, I play AAU with him. He on TV shoot 3 people. It's like, damn. Like, but again, even talking to the youngins, and the youngins like, yo, PC, like, they like, yo, you don't understand. Like when you want to start rapping, they're like, yeah, people go catch the rap so that they can validate their rap when they want to start
have
rapping.
something to rap about.
Yeah. Like they don't want to be MC Hammer. Like they like, no, we gotta go, no Milli Vanilli, no nothing. Like we gonna get straight to it. No CB4 is just I lived it out. And youngest was telling me, yo, when that pandemic hit and that money got accessible, 2 things happened, 3 things. Drill music influence, but also they bought guns. But also the last element of it too, outside of the rap music having influence. You know how the old commercials, this is your brain on drugs. These young boys doing every drug you could think of in a book. Like, I mean, we bring youngins in and they, you know, when we sit with them and we do an intake and we talk and then they like breaking things down to us and it's just like, damn, you want 3 different things.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? 3 different things, I don't even know how you resilient enough to live through the fact that you want them 3 different things.
Because you're really chemically imbalanced,
medically
unstable.
I'm not gonna say who, but one of our people, he was explaining how a situation happened, shooting went down. Young boy was like, I guess so high.
They don't even know what they're doing.
He said when he came to it and the police and they explained to him like, you know, what he's being charged with or what happened. He said he literally was like, say what now?
Yo, listen.
And it's not funny, but that's what
a young boy told me that. He said, yo, when we on the bar, we take a half a bar and then you take this and you do something. Now he's like, man, you don't even know what you did the night before.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, I'm staying in the house at the 9 o'clock. I'm in the house at 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
man.
y'all out here like walking zombies. And
No.
that's the equivalent of like back in the day, like our era, when we was, 17 to 25, the niggas that get high off wiggles. It's like, and it create that psychosis where it's like they wake up in a tank, don't know what they did. Bro, you killed 8 people last night.
Yeah, for sure.
Me?
For sure.
You?
For
you
sure.
Know, you drunk a little too much Alizé. They show you dancing with the big John in the club. Yeah, you was bugging last night. You like, like, so
Alizé.
Yeah, that's true. You know you was drinking Alizé. Like, you wake up the next morning and you like say, what? Like,
you get a double thug passion.
Double thug. Oh, man.
What was the Alizé and Henny?
Alizé and Hennessy.
Alizé and Henny. Real disgusting.
The Incredible Hulk, man.
Incredible Hulk.
Those were some nights. Those were some great nights.
And they give it to you in a 24-ounce cup and joint like this.
Yeah.
One of these joints.
A shaker. Give it to you in a shaker.
Give it to you on them. Like, yeah.
Fried.
But yeah, like imagine waking up the next day and finding out you on the hook for 4 murders.
Yeah.
Like, huh?
Right.
And the saddest part is, people who get in these situations, these children, they go to jail, they don't have no lawyer situation set up. No possibility of bail, not like even the family support is not what it's supposed to be.
Right.
So it's just I feel terrible when I hear these stories. It's just like, damn. So hearing the fact that you are able to get so many young men to turn their situation around and go be productive, that needs to be saluted on a higher level because that's crazy.
I appreciate that, man. I had one young boy though, man, good youngin' too. And it was like I was getting through to him. He really was, trying to change his life and working on different things and changing his perspective. And he was Muslim, and I was pushing him to get stronger this week. And it was crazy because like Krasner and him mentioned him in one of the indictments.
Oh, man.
He had to plea out the 2 murders, and it was just like, good young boy, man. And it's just like it broke my heart because it was like, but some of them circumstances again be, dudes start knocking people off around you. Like, you know what I mean? You got to protect yourself. Like, it's a lot of different things that go in decision making out here, man, that people really don't realize.
Yeah.
I had one young boy, we lost one youngin' from Beat The Block to death. And it was like 3 weeks after he finished with us. Because like you said, they go back to the same environment. Like, he had moving money and everything else.
You didn't change your mentality. Nobody else did. They didn't get the memo.
And that's one of their biggest questions to me. When I start talking with them and I really start getting through, they like, yo, PC, like, I hear you where, like, I changed my mind, but what about my ops?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And, young boy James, man, he was killed like 3 weeks after he finished with us, man. Because again, you going back to the same zip code. You know what I mean? So, like, that's one of my biggest goals is trying to, crack the housing opportunities. You know what I'm saying? Somehow, some way, because I feel like something should be done. I know that mothers and children usually have first priority with PHAs and stuff like that, but at some point we need to evaluate and assess risk, especially for young men that's been proven to and being willing to like really want to change their lives. Because like you said, man, it's like these boys be relegated to four block radius. So technically speaking, you mess around move to Derby or something somewhere. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They, as far as they concerned, you live in New York now.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like if you chilling, you working, you go home, play the game, you got you a girl or something. You know what I mean? Y'all laid up. Like you'll never come back. They crash out and be in jail before they catch up with you.
Man, listen, I tell when I come across a lot of these young boys, because I got cousins, little younger cousins and young boys that I know that's in that age bracket. I'm just like, yo. Some situations you just gotta wait for it to happen. Like you just remove yourself from it. You give it enough time. Some of these knuckleheads gonna take care of themselves. Somebody else gonna kill them, or they gonna end up in jail. Because 9 times out of 10, whatever problem you got with them, they got it with 30 other people.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's wild because even having conversations with some of the younger guys, you to your point, environment. That's just how they handle everything. That's just how they maneuver. I never forget this. My grandpa lived up North Philly, right on Allegheny, and I would be up there a lot. And one of the young boys on the block, I did something for him. I got him out of a little situation or whatever, and he was like,
I thought Matt was about to tell a trap story. I did something for him.
Like on some shit, like I did something, to help him out. And he was just like, yo, like Matt, like you cool as shit, bro. Like I fuck, like he's having like he's like, you got any problems, any ops, let me know. And I'm just like, I'm kind of opless. You know what I'm saying? And he's like really like, no, like you don't got no like any problem, any situation. I'm just like,
nigga from 3rd grade.
I'm like, my dispatcher gave me a hard way to go about this overtime.
It's like it was this guy took the 48 when his shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, yeah, nigga cut me off.
He had a brown dickie on.
Like,
kept him at the 3 o'clock stop.
But it's so wild because he, like to your point, good young boy, good. He went out of town and got wrapped up in something, and man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They put an elbow on that joint. Like, it just is. And I all the time be like, yo, when you actually talk to him, he was a good, cool young boy, but he just out there. You know what I mean? And it's tragic.
Well, the two biggest problems is they can't see better, for them, and then also nobody's creating better for them.
Right.
So it's like those are 2 things, the biggest things, man. You got to be able to help somebody to envision it and then provide the next step. And that's why, like I said, Beat The Block was created, because it was like I was tired of trying to help brothers see it, and people like, damn, that makes sense. Right. You know what I mean? Even guys want to debate with me. Like, I come back down the way or something, they argue, no, come on, bro, you already know it. And I'm telling them, like, bro, like, no, think about it. It don't make sense. Like, no, we've been lied to. You know what I'm saying? Always lied to us. Always manipulated us. No, them 150 packs and you was only getting $25, $30. No, bro, no, it's not how it's supposed to be.
Right.
Like, no, it's other things out here. But then you gotta create. You gotta create the change that they want to see.
And I think that's the biggest thing, because even me in that situation, it's like I would have loved to have been able to get him in here or in here, but it's like I don't have that power. Like I don't, you know what I'm saying? I can't make that call. I can get you in front of this person, but it's like I can't necessarily be like, oh no, today you can start doing this. And that's why you need a situation like that, because again, I could tell you till you blue in the face, man, this is what I did, but also it's like, what happens when you already got 3 felonies on you?
Yeah.
So that goes into what we were talking about before we started with, getting a lot of these different programs where they can expunge things, because I personally never understood that. Like if you go to jail, pay your debt to society, and you get out, that shouldn't follow you for the rest of your life.
Nope.
Just in anything. When it comes to you getting a rental, when it comes to you getting approved for a gun license, when it comes to you getting employment, it shouldn't be the first thing that just, oh no, that's an automatic deterrent.
Yeah, it's a scarlet letter.
Yeah. Right. That's exactly it. It's essentially
a scarlet letter.
Yeah.
Like you cook forever because you might have did something wrong at 18 and 4 days old, and now you 40 and you still are dealing with the ghost of that decision that you made, and you could be literally impacting your community 10 times over positively, but that doesn't matter.
You defining me. Once upon a time, I was trying to move in places, and those were questions on applications when you wanted to move in. And I'm like, not to toot my own horn, I gotta be probably the most positive person in this building if I live here, but I'm gonna be denied. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, this is wild. But so I'm like telling my wife, all right, well, you gotta put your name on it or something. But like, it's crazy like that, man. So yeah, again, it's like it's such a diverse set of issues that people don't unpack enough.
Yeah.
Like, it's easy for, successful brothers to probably be like, oh, they making excuses and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Even guys might be in my position to be like, oh, man, I did this, you can do this too, and everything else. Like, no, I don't believe that. Like, this is, like, these young brothers do need help. You know what I'm saying? And that's why even on the tip of, like, worrying about your ops and everything else, they think, like, I'm saying this, like, I can't relate to it.
Right.
I'm like, bro, I did stuff to people and had to come home. And I'm coming home, I'm super on my Jesus joint, like, you know what I mean? I'm really trying to stay out of the way. I'm like, the last thing I could have kept worrying about, like you said, sometimes you gotta wait till something happens, unfortunately, but I'm like, Lord knows I'm on the side of doing right. So I hope that nobody put me in a position I had to do wrong, but I'm just like, yo, I'm off that. Right. You know what I mean? And I had to do that. And I was like, I had to go 100 miles an hour at what I was doing and couldn't keep worrying about what was in the mind of somebody.
Right.
Because that was going to keep me in prevent mode. You know what I'm saying? Now, oh no, I ain't about to walk all through all these other blocks. I ain't about to go do some work in that
somebody,
area.
Cousin, uncle, big brother.
See me outside and, you know what I mean? Or let me pick this gun up and, no, I got multiple violent felonies because mandatory 10-20, I catch another violent case. Ain't even happening. You see what I'm saying? But yeah, it's like, it take that lived experience though. And for each of us, you know what I'm saying? We all could play a part in that and like giving some of these people perspective. And that's just whoever's closest to your proximity.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you ain't got to run a program or you ain't got to think you're going, let me walk up, on this block and go holler at these young boys. Like, no, don't get yourself shot.
Yeah, don't get yourself shot. Trying to stick your chest out.
Yeah, but the cousins you do know, you know what I mean? Like, yo, you gotta sow that seed, man, and really tell them the truth, but also figure out how you can create work or do some of the back end work that they too lazy to do.
Exactly.
Because the frequently asked questions. You already know what's coming next. So the frequently knowing excuses, I ain't really got, because that's what we do with Beat The Block too. Like, we got a 13-point checklist and we help level the playing field. So we know guys gonna say, yo, I ain't got access to my birth certificate. Crystal is like the guru. Like, all right, what you need, boom. All right, we gonna get all this together.
Right.
So you can get you a job.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Now all of the excuses go out the window because you have everything you need.
Everything you need.
So now it's a will thing.
Yeah, and they must maintain employment though. Why they get paid from me?
Right.
Oh no. You got 2 streams of income.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you ain't gonna use my money and hang with your bros and be like, yeah, bro, I got the weed money. Oh no, I bought a poppy store platter. Like, no, not on my dime.
Yeah.
You gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So we make sure you don't have no issue with work because also when you leave, you still got work.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So like, we make sure of that. So we see to it. So that's what I'm just saying. Sometimes it's simple as doing that. Like when we hear them say, well, I don't really got this. Sometimes we might have to be the little push. I know we be sitting there, well, I gotta be the one that, because it's either that or you gonna let him crash out.
Yep.
So,
or he gonna be coming through your window. Either way. Yeah. So
something getting crashed.
Yeah, something getting crashed. Yeah. So you might as well pour into this young person.
Vehicle when it's still
exactly. So you might as well help to divert him into the right direction rather than complain about this extra little thing you got to do to give him the push that he needs to become a productive member of society.
Little thing that's so easy for all of us.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying? Like resume, come on, it's AI, ChatGPT, build an AI for Quran. Resume, he worked here, you know what I mean? And we all lied on our resumes back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Lied about the length of the time and everything. Exactly. We quit job every 4 months, but we telling them, you know what I mean?
De facto special coordinator.
Yeah, all of that. And then lied about the pay rate.
General manager, Circuit City. Can't verify that. They've been closed.
There you go. Lie about the pay and all. This is why I'm asking for 24, because I was getting, 23.49 there. Exactly. You know what I mean? I had a young boy ask me other day at Beat The Block, because we just started a new cohort. This is my first time meeting him. I came Wednesday, I went there Monday and Tuesday. And I'm telling them about how to conduct themselves at workplace and all of that, and just having a positive attitude. Young boy said to me, not to be disrespectful, PC, but you sound like a man that ain't never worked nowhere before, and just been up at the top all the time. Like, when the last time you worked for somebody? I said, young boy, let me
learn you something.
I said, let me tell you back. I can take you back to 14 years old. I said, I know y'all got scams, y'all steal cars, all that. No. We actually went and got a job. You know what I mean? At 14 and all that. But I said, yo.
And we couldn't wait to go get a job.
Couldn't wait to go get a job.
To have our own money.
That's what I told him. I said, yo, me saying you should have a positive attitude at work is me basically telling you, that don't mean you gotta love what you do. But you walking into somewhere that's paying you to be there.
Exactly.
You shouldn't be going in there acting like you got ops at the workplace.
Have some pride about where you at.
Do they still do working papers for the kids? Is that still a thing?
Yeah, people do that. Yeah,
they do that?
Yeah.
Remember getting your working papers back in the day?
Yeah, you would tell the whole neighborhood. I got my papers.
Big deal. Big deal.
It was like signing a contract.
Look, and you ain't had no pride. You ain't had no pride though. You'd be like, yo, I'm working at the movies. I'm working at McDonald's.
Yeah.
I'm working at.
I got my working papers from
But
Bot.
you know I'm upset. Next year the movies come through, I'll hook y'all up. Extra popcorn. You know what I'm saying?
I got my working papers from Bot back when that was in school. And I remember going there that Saturday to sign and get all the paperwork all that done. And I saw dudes from like when I went to camp, YMCA, and it was like, oh, you working, bro? Like, oh,
Yeah.
like, yo, we in.
Because we got our own bread.
Yeah, like it was like a good thing. I'm glad to see you doing good.
Take a girl to the movies, all that.
God.
That set a generation back. That's a whole nother element to this. Like I hope, like I know how this go too, y'all. No disrespect to y'all fans and all that too. Like, yeah, I mean, I'm probably not here to. I'm not telling a lot of jokes. So sometimes they like, oh, this too too informational. Like I'm cutting this off.
We actually got a good base at the top.
Oh, I know y'all do,
At the very top.
but I'm just saying there's something that's like, oh no, man, they getting too deep. But there's another element to that, right? We talk about drugs, we talk about drill rap and everything else, but like, think about what that did to this young generation. The fact that the pandemic existed. Imagine being 14 and you getting PUA. You get better in the real world as a youngin. 17 now, we come up out of that. What y'all, $12 an hour? Bro, I ain't working this job. This is why, you know what I mean? So it set a generation back to where they can't even go back to know what it was like working in the corporate sector.
Like your man bought him a rollie or something like that.
Yes.
And it's just like, yeah, like at 17, your homie not buying you. That's not
My cousin was 16 years old. He went to the jewelry store. They had Danny Jewelry because that was a young boy PUA hub. While we going to Danny's, they down Danny. Young boy got about 30 on him. He buying whatever he buying. He said, "Oh, it's only that. All right, bet. Get what you want, young. Like, get what you want, young." He 19. The other one's the young boy. My cousin 17. His man bought him a rollie.
He bought the rollie. He deserved old head status.
Yeah, exactly.
You buy a rollie. You buy a rollie.
Yeah.
Yo, you 35. You buy me a rollie, man. All right, that's
bought him a rollie. I'm like, yo, you don't have any money. Like, you should have told him to give you the $3,500 instead of buying you a rollie.
You don't have any money.
Because you're too young to get PUA money.
Ain't that
And
something,
PPA, man? Like, you're too PPP money. You're too young.
Yeah.
You should have told him to give you the bread.
Yeah.
No, that's bro. He gonna look out.
But he don't know what to do with the bread. That's what I'm saying. They didn't grow up.
He
like
want to hit the
working,
Shador. He ain't worried about the bread.
They don't know nothing about that. So that's why I was like, yo, me
Hit the Shador.
Me catching up with some of these youngins that's like 21. I'm like, oh dag. Oh. You ain't get your first job yet. Like that still ain't happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I got him 19, 20. This is my first job, man. So I'm excited, PC. And I'm just like, damn. Like this is so you got to teach them how to navigate and be told what to do in the workforce and all that. Like it's a whole lot there, man. So
Proper attire for an interview.
etiquette. I tell them all the time, yo. One of the first things we do. Yo, we gonna get y'all an email address, okay? No, I got one. No. Trap Star, Glock Boy 47. We can't put that on. No, we can't do that, bro. No, big butt lover, Kyle. No, we can't. No, bro. Like, I got an email. No, bro. No.
Hog Demon 28.
Yo, the joint we see, like
I know they wild.
Like yo, we do Zoom interviews, y'all. Like, cause we try to meet everybody where they at. Man, young boys pick up the joint. It might be 2 p.m. One eye half open, no shirt on. Like, yeah, what's up? What's going on? The interview would be crazy. So like when you talk about like that transition to what you see. Bro, you don't understand how far they come.
I seen the Joe the other day on that court cam. The dude had a Zoom traffic court job because his license was suspended. He log on to Zoom, he driving.
They say,
driving with the traffic.
His license suspended. He on traffic.
The judge, are you driving? Like,
I said, I just parked.
I just parked.
God
damn.
You can see the trees flying behind you.
Yo, I did shit last week in Jersey. Like, Mitchell is driving. Kick him off the Zoom. So I parked, get back on. It was taking too long. So I cut my camera off and started driving.
We can hear the wind blowing, cutting into your window.
Nigga, the tunnel.
Traffic court.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I got a lot of teachers, around my life. My stepmom was a teacher. My brother-in-law, sister-in-law, they're teachers. A lot of teachers around my family or whatever. And they were saying how during the pandemic, it changed the way they kind of viewed, like, their, like, the lives that the children had because they started to see in the cribs.
Yeah.
Because of the Zoom, and like a lot of them was like, yo, you don't realize how many children don't go home and they don't have a place to like learn and
sure.
Like people don't have a space just of this.
Yeah.
Where I can spread out and do a project. I
Yeah.
can put stuff here.
Yeah.
She was like, yo, they on the Zoom, the mom walking around butt naked in the background, Pop arguing with somebody about the 7.5 that was short, and my sister was like, "What's a squirrel?" I said, Jesus Christ!
Yo, this joint only came back at 22. You trying to finesse me?
But she like, that's how crazy the lives are. Like, you don't realize how wild it is till you actually.
Yeah, all of them teachers and school personnel and all that, they gotta peer directly into the plight of their students and knowing what they dealing with, what they living through, and all of that through that Zoom school and the pandemic and all of that, and it set the education learning curve back probably 5 years
For sure.
minimum.
For sure. Yeah. Also to that though, Dig, like again another root issue, but that internet played a huge role with it.
Yes,
because what we tend to do is people beat the youth down, like you said, don't really know they real circumstances, don't know what really go on with them beefs. But beyond it, that internet, man, the way that they seek acceptance, the way that they seek relevance, the way that they seek glory through that, guess what? Look no further. We got all the people our age demographic do the same thing. We watch a bunch of dudes go to jail, watch one guy we know that, was in the chess club. All of a sudden, man, he the gangster online. You like, bro, hold up, man. I know you from the block, bro, but like, wait, you know what I mean? But we watch, and again, there's a generation that could look back at us. Look at all the parents, people who are parents. You know what I'm saying? You like, yo, sister, you 43, you went and got your butt all done, and you sit here attending your son's game, behind out all that. My mom would never. Like, you know what I mean? And it's just like, they can look still at the adults, 45 to 18, you almost can't tell who's who.
Right.
So if they're controlled and they're adults, fully developed minds, and we following any old trends, pouring and dumping money out, whatever they tell us to buy. You know what I'm saying? We seeing grown people walk around with Don Julio on their heads. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I'm just keeping it a bean though. Like, what we expect from the children.
I low-key wanted to know. What is?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know the root of it.
I figure you.
I'm so disconnected from that world.
I've seen the Don Julio. I don't know.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
I don't get it, man.
Yeah. And no shot at anybody with wear it on their head. You come to church, donate CCC. But I'm just saying, like, I got to throw it out there. I trying to fit nobody. That's the twist. But I'm
Link
just
in
saying,
bio.
But look, before we demonize them and be like, I can't believe them. Imagine, like, we all snuck, did little things we did. Like, I keep telling you, like, sex at an early age ain't start just now. Like, that was going on.
It been going on.
That like, but just imagine when everything's sexualized right in front of you.
Right.
And then you can do all this with a chick. And like, remember, you had to sneak, go to a girl house and hope that she was really always with it. You know what I'm saying? Or if not, you'd have went home, caught the sub or something back, and it just ain't go down. You can see everything you need to see right now.
Yep.
I don't think I asked what you got on. You ain't got nothing on.
Yeah, I know you ain't got nothing.
So like, imagine if these was in our hands.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The way that things is happening, come on, bro. Like, it's wild. Them kids under a lot.
Yeah, I remember when I was in Pepper, 7th grade. I remember there was a kid in my class, and I knew it was something like a little off with him or whatever. And I'll never forget one day, he was like, we were turning the homework, and I pulled my homework shit out, and he was like, yo, like, you really be doing homework?
You really be?
And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, I got a home, and I work.
Gave you the work.
They gave me the work, I take it home.
Did it. Here I am.
And then we got cool when he lived in Pasco Projects, and I remember coming to his actual... whatever his project, I guess.
His project, his place of living.
Yeah, I remember coming in that joint, but I remember coming in there and like looking around, like I totally understand why you don't get nothing done in this. Like
it's chaos in this joint. How could you?
Mayhem in here. Yeah. Who's this guy? Like just seriously, but you don't understand it till you see it. Is the point I'm making. Whereas if you don't have a understanding of the lives that these kids really have to live and go through. You're just like, man, why you doing that?
And just look at what they look at what they see in front of them, though. And I'm saying it's not just the peers, but the adults.
Yep.
You know how many youngins out here that beat the block? It's y'all old heads too, PC, don't front. Because y'all be out here, and guess what? 98% of what they say, I can't even defend because I know they got a phone. Exactly. You know what I mean? No, because my mom, her friends, you know what I mean? Boo, boo, they out here, they try to tell us not to do this, and then you watch them, my pop and them, they out here, and it's just like, damn.
That era of do as I say, not as I do parenting is dead.
Yeah.
You gotta be the example you want your kids to become, because if not, you're gonna lose credibility. They're gonna end up resenting you and thinking you're a hypocrite.
Yep.
And once they get to a certain age where you can't physically stop them from doing something, they're gonna do whatever they want. They're gonna run roughshod.
Now you got a Tyreek St. Patrick.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? That's it. That's exactly how it's going down. And legally, you can't, you know what I mean? You can't hit them in the head with the bottle of Don and none of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't do none of that.
People be right at your door.
Right at your door. Right at your door. So, like, that's why I'd be like, yo, like, TRPE got created community space one day. You know what I mean? It could be the vibe and everything else, too.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm putting it out there. I'm putting a whole chat man accountable, and then, too, hold them all accountable, y'all. But, like, I don't care what venue y'all get. You know what I mean? Get Nodo or something. You know what I mean?
Allergies is beating big.
You know what I mean? Like look, we had it down Julio and all that there, but we really need our own like interpersonal space where it's like a setting where people really start having that dialogue, because it's not until we really start to be able to understand and see all sides, then it compels us to be wanting to take action.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I work with obviously adults our age, parents our age, everything else, but I also work with the youth.
Right.
And I see the correlation. Oh, the internet fried all of us. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, it is moms, it's some of our moms, you know what I'm saying? Might be 60, 62, and they keeping up with the 36-year-olds.
Real rap.
Like, yo, what lady, man, what are you, come on. It's time to get the church hat now. Like, stop, you know what I mean? Stop trying to keep up with the young
everybody's
girl.
trying to be forever young.
Yeah.
And fake rich.
Yeah.
And going broke to look it.
Going broke to look it.
I saw a thing the other day. The lady, she's going viral and getting all this praise for looking this amazing at 62.
Oh yeah, I saw her.
She had on like a thong and a porn. I'm just like, why is the lady in the thong on the Instagram?
Did she look amazing?
Yeah.
Gam.
Did she look amazing?
It was very nice, but it's just what I'm saying is it's just crazy to think that at 62,
right? You sexualizing yourself at that point.
And I think back to like our grandparents and just like.
Grandma had the house coat on.
Yeah.
And all.
Man, listen, my grandmother, my father's mother, you know, tall, beautiful, statuesque woman, always prioritized physical fitness, none of that. I never, ever in my life seen this woman in nothing revealing ever.
Yeah.
And my grandmother is a beautiful. I never seen her in nothing revealing ever in my life. So to understand that versus what we got now was like, yo, we lost something along the way.
I said the other day, do they still make blouses?
Sisters in advance, you know what I'm saying? Their views don't reflect who's with them. I'm not policing y'all, but I feel y'all. You know what I mean? And the same thing with the same thing with the men though. You know what I mean? It's like if a kid is 19, 20, his pop 43, and he looking up, and his pop still trying to. You know what I mean? His pop want to be Meek Mill. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He like.
His pop trying to hit the same joints he hit.
We got the same idols.
Pop growing dreads. Like,
I just got my starters in, son.
Dread starters at 44 is nuts.
Nigga, 50 team.
Y'all saying the pop T.I. Like, yo, but no, on the real, like those are things.
Your dad still got it.
Shout out to Keep It 100 podcast.
Right, RB.
RV, man. No, it was Mark. It was Mark from it was an old head. He was like 50 something. They like promoting parties or whatever. He was like, yeah, this weekend we going up. Like, only place you need to go up to is the cardiologist.
The cardiologist, man. You ain't lying. You ain't lying, man.
Hell, we going up this weekend. He ain't going us.
Yeah, man. So it's like where do these young boys supposed to turn? Young boys and the young girls, man. It's like, yo, we all perpetuating the same culture.
Facts.
So it's kind of like, you know what I mean? It's really difficult on them, man. And yeah, man, like it's rough.
Shifting gears a little bit, I wanted to ask you, how did you, somebody that absolutely always sings your praises, shouts you out. He does a bunch of media hits, always shouts you out whenever he does, Van Jones. How did you connect with Van Jones and build that relationship that you got with him?
So like, me and Van connected through a friend of mine that was doing some work with Reform.
Okay.
And, you know, we began to kind of figure out and learn a little bit about each other. And then also did some work together going into the 2020 election. So it was like, the more Van got to know, got to see, you know, we just continued to stay in touch.
Right.
Like even after the election and stuff like that, he would always touch bases with me, tap in, ask me what's going on in Philly, and then what do I think about certain things.
Right.
And like we bounced thoughts and ideas off each other. And like we had a great mutual friend of his who, worked for him at the time, and I would always rap with her. She would always follow up, and Van was just any way I could support. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. Van became a supporter of some of the work that we done, and then obviously he got the award from Jeff Bezos and them. And he was like, yo, you one of the first people I'm getting at. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, he was like, I'm not even doing a lot of outside projects of the stuff I'm already working on. He was like, for my own stuff.
Yeah.
Because Van do a lot with tech, green energy, all that, even before it became a thing. And I was like, damn, that's what's up. And, from there, he stood on his commitments. You know what I'm saying? So like, I was pushing these concepts, Beat the Block, everything else. Van was like, let's do it. He was like, let's do it. Like, it make 100% sense.
Yeah.
He like, I ain't here to tell you, what you suggest, nothing to nothing. I mean, my man was like, yo, let's go. I'm back in the play. Do what you feel best, because I know you're the guy. You know what I'm saying? So like from there, what I can say is like, man, just a lot of people get vibes from him or take things the way that they want to take him, but like this dude he been a guy on the grounds fighting, since the Rodney King stuff. You know what I mean? Yale degree, lawyer by trade.
Brilliant brother.
Yeah, one of the smartest people I ever came across. I come across a lot of people, but I mean, his support, it go just beyond just like, all right, yo, let me help you with the little work you do. I'm gonna donate. I had a bad episode of seizures. My man grabbed one of the top neurologists, in the country that was over here on the East Coast and was like, no, I'm connecting you with her. You see what I'm saying? Like, here go a bunch of money to a spa. Like, go get treatments and go do things. Like, he like, don't let these people burn you out. Like, Van put the battery in my back. Like, you should be making X, Y, Z. Don't let them keep you bubbling in no box. They burn all our black leaders out. Like, you ain't gonna kill yourself doing this. Like, Van definitely, so like, he bigged me up on TV and all that, but he really do. Like in any setting, behind the scenes, I run into different people, run into wealthy folks, I run into famous folks, and they're like, yo, Van Jones, big fan of yours. Like, so, Van, kicked it with my son and showed my son love. Like, so, yeah, I don't really got, I can't say nothing bad about Van. And even when we disagree on things, we share perspectives and, you know what I mean? And it just be thorough.
And I know he's, connected you with a bunch of other people just to show you like how much he believes in you and, just gives you direct access to, people that are making waves in all of these different, areas and stuff.
Absolutely. Van definitely, he's the type of dude that, it's funny, our culture talks so much about gatekeepers and all of that. This dude is if he rock with you,
he gonna pass the plug.
Yeah, he definitely gonna do it. He gonna, I get text message and, I see his face from his little back profile picture, John. I'm like, man, what Van up to now? Oh, such and such. I want to introduce you to Pastor Carl. He's the man, not only in Philadelphia, but all over the place. He got the streets to the suites, to the politicians. You talk to him, and y'all two take it from there. And it just be like, all right, who this boy just connect? Then he hit me on the side and like, yo listen,
this is such and such.
There you go. So it's like, man, Van, good dude, man, and he. A man that got vision for so much stuff, and he just kind of like put himself everywhere and try to do what he can. So he good people.
Somebody else you connected with, just through your work with Beat the Block, they got like a bird's eye view into what you was doing, and they got super interested in, wanted to start supporting you and invited you to a bunch of things. Bezos.
Yeah.
The Don.
The Don. Yeah, man. So I actually, man, that was crazy. Last year I tell people, man, I'm like, yo, I got to kick it with 2 JBs. You know what I mean? I was with Biden for hours and hours on multiple occasions. But I was like, man, kicking it with Bezos was
Bezos a little
like,
different.
Yeah, man, that's different. but nah, man, I got invited to to his crib and for the latest award they gave out, Eva Longoria and Admiral Bill McRaven, who took down Bin Laden. They gave them they awarded them $50 million doing amazing work. And it was like, I don't even get wowed by much. I don't get wowed by much at all. Like I done met Trump, y'all know that, then met Biden, and you know what I mean, and met all these figures, you know what I mean? And like Jeff Bezos, you know what I mean? Somebody's like, yo, there go PC, and he made the beeline to me and was like, Pastor Carl, man, so it's a pleasure to meet you. I had so many conversations about your work. I'm like, fam, you Jeff Bezos. Like, yeah, man, what are we talking about here? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, but like, nah, he definitely was talking how to work, man, and just was talking about, man, like, he was saying like, I've been thinking about how do we put you everywhere, but it's only one you, but we got to figure it out. Man.
Yeah.
So like, night was amazing, man. I had met great people, man. Chef Jose Andres was there, man. Showed a lot of love, man.
Yeah.
Genuine dude, man. And man, I was rapping with the French ambassador. Got to speak with Eva Longoria. Gloria Estefan was my table mate, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so you know, we busy talking, and I told her like, I know your song, but I gotta drink a little bit first before I sing it for you. But yeah, man, no, we had a great night, man. It was a lot of, you know, it was only about probably like 40 people there. It wasn't a lot of people, but got a chance to sit down in the bar with his pop, and we had great conversations about the upbringing. And Jeff was like, dude was humble, man. Like it's crazy, you know, you would think somebody like that would just probably not even want to be close, probably like, all right, we pack it up, I'm going home, you know what I mean? Like, no, man, and Lauren, his fiance is amazing. Lauren Sanchez, like she really, no disrespect to Jeff, like she really the GOAT though. Like she's so passionate about real work and stuff being done, like not forgetting her roots as a Latino woman, and just, she's so like driven, you know what I mean? And like, so she showed me, she showed me a ton of love, man, and just, you know, she always just really got high regards for the work. So I'm appreciative for them folks, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
Starting to land the plane. Your relationship with the Sixers.
Okay.
How did it develop? And you know, what are your thoughts on this? You know, I know it's super early. What are your thoughts on these new developments about the arena? You know, as far as basically looking like it's going back to South Philly now.
Relationship 95, please.
95, please. Not 76. Yo,
Patterson, please.
Nah, my man Mike Morak, man, White Mike, he connected me and DG a couple years back, and then we built and formed our relationship that way. Because Mike was like, yo, y'all trying to win community, y'all trying to do anything, y'all need to talk to Pastor Carl, and I had an interest in it anyway. Because I'm like, if y'all talking about black opportunity, black jobs, y'all gotta come see me.
Exactly.
Like I got the men, they need the jobs. They want them union apprenticeships. No, we need the real jobs, you know what I mean, and real careers. So I'm like, yo, and I'm building entrepreneurs, you know what I mean? Some of these guys actually trying to get into making food and doing their thing, having their own little vending situation, food truck. So, you know, me and DG, man, we locked in, and DA was asking about wanting to connect because he saw me, he saw everything that I was doing, and saw, you know what I mean, like how passionate I was about that project overall. And, you know, so we had connected shortly after, and then we stayed locked in. Having lunches and, you know, getting together and really breaking down different things. I had to learn the ins and outs. I was going over to Camden with them, like cutting through this joint. Cause I'm like, I can't do a presser or none of that until like, I really see that, oh, y'all really put money up so that it's going to be an apprenticeship program to transition guys in. Because you ain't going to hit my people with the okie doke, you know what I mean? Union do what union do, and then, you know, great-grandfather that live in Delaware somewhere going to bring the great-grandson in. No, we ain't doing that, you know, but, so we went through all of that, man, but fast forward, you know, as far as I'm concerned, man, I really wasn't moved by it. You know, I met with DA a couple days ago just to get details and whatnot, because I wasn't even in the city, so people was like ringing my phone, you know what I'm saying? Like I heard from them like previously to, you know, before the announcement, but it was like, you know, to give me the heads up, but it was like, you know, I wasn't moved, because for me, my first question was, well, what's up with them jobs and stuff? Yeah, that's all I've been committed for, you know what I mean? Like, and that's why I kept it 100 with Chinatown. Like, you know, I can't speak for everybody else. And that's why me and Chinatown, as far as I'm concerned, you might have little scragglers or something, they might got a problem with me.
But y'all green overall.
Yeah, majority of the main people, like young boy Kenny Chu, he do his thing. He a big one of the youth league activists, like he go to UPenn. Debbie Wee, I done sit here and talk with Debbie Wee. And Debbie Wee, when we celebrated the top 150 at making Philadelphia 150 list at the Fiddler, you know, me and Debbie had a drink together and all, and she was like, Pastor Carl, I love you and I'll sit with you. She was like, but F Dave Adelman. I was like, look, man, that's between y'all. Like, that's between y'all, Debbie. But, you know, I'm like, that's my guy. But, you know, like, look, man, that's between y'all. You know what I mean? Like,
y'all got to sit down and hash that issue.
I was like, yeah, y'all got to sit down. But, you know, she had her opinion. But I told her straight up, I'm like, listen, I respected Chinatown. Like, yo, if y'all feel like things might be in y'all way or y'all don't like whatever's going on, you have every right, because it's your yard. It's near your yard. You can say it like, we ain't with it. But I said, I'll be damned if I'm fighting for black men. And I'm telling them, yo, I got y'all. I'm gonna make sure I get every opportunity I can for y'all. And I got nerve to turn my nose up when people are approaching me.
Right.
Yo, look, man, we would love for you to get in on this and understand what's happening. So for me, that was the first question. What's up with the benefits? You know what I mean? So they was like, well, no, everything's still to go. So I wasn't like, it didn't make or break me if it wasn't downtown. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, I'm just like, look, the development was still black led. You know what I mean? I'm like, the opportunities, the thousands of jobs that's gonna go into the creation of this, those things needed to happen. And that's why through every presser, I continued to harp on those things. You know what I mean? I could be seen on city council during the hearings. We go throughout that day, and I turned and looked at those folks, and I said, y'all anti-Iranian, how many of y'all gonna offer these opportunities to my people if this don't happen?
Facts.
You know what I mean? I'm like, cause I would fight for y'all if they wouldn't giving y'all the money they're supposed to give y'all. I'm gonna stand with y'all, cause I don't rock with injustice. So, bro, I've been on the record for the same thing. So for me, it was like, all right, they ain't downtown, but they still got plans. You know what I mean? Obviously, this partnership, Comcast is involved. They, going half on redeveloping and putting a bunch of stuff downtown. So one thing I know is like, one thing business people gonna do is do big business. You know what I'm saying? So if Comcast came in that thing talking about, and I will say there's some great people in the philanthropic world of Comcast.
Right.
So Delilah, Gwyneth Gall, like they're amazing. You know what I mean? I spent time with them in Aspen. Like, you know what I mean? So shout out to Comcast, because people was like, oh, they thought Sixers and Comcast beefing. Again, I'm the guy that's like, I'm on the side of peace and just doing right. I didn't have a beef. Comcast supported me on ventures. You know what I'm saying? I had the Sixers support. I'm the guy that just do work, you know what I mean, and want to create opportunities. So Comcast does great philanthropic work. One thing that they're about, man, is economic upward mobility. So I believe that they have every intention to come in here and figure out ways to put whatever they need to put down there to try to go ahead and revitalize Center City. You know what I'm saying? Like, why wouldn't they? They got the Comcast Center down there, like multiple things going on. And again, in their philanthropic side of things, that is something they're huge on. I've been at conferences and all where they're like, yo, we got to get Philly out of poverty. So I know that that's near and dear to them. And plus, if they had to go ahead and work something out, I'm sure they was like, oh, we got to make this work for us too.
Right.
See, so that's where I'm at with that. You know what I mean? In a nutshell, like, I mean, honestly, there's no real defined, clear plans. So
it's still so soon.
It's still so soon. And people got to realize, like, legally, a lot of that stuff had to been announced because Comcast publicly traded company. So it's like, you got to put it out. It's timeline. You got to put it out just to let people know, hey, we came up with something. But all the other details, it'll come soon. So it's like, people got to understand, man, like, those details will come. But I just never seen a scenario where, like, people going to go ahead and be sitting on the gold mine somewhere downtown and just say, we ain't doing nothing with it.
Yeah. Like,
what the hell do you do with it? You bought it and everything else. Like, what are you about to do with it? Yeah. So I believe that that's going to happen.
Yeah, my initial reaction when I saw it, I was kind of like taken aback just because it was a Sunday morning and you see a local reporter and then you start to see all of these national reports or whatever. So it was just like really abrupt and it looked, just kind of sloppy. But then once I talked that day, me and you talked, and then we circled back around. We had lunch on Wednesday and we talked about it, and I was just like, well, it all makes sense. Like, it aligns with what they had to do in terms of like fiduciary responsibility, disclosures, and all of the back end stuff or whatever. From Comcast, standpoint, they had to put the information out. So it was like, so as bad as the optics of it may have looked, they didn't have a choice. The information was coming out that day, whether they had an official press release behind it or not. The information had to come out.
Had to come out. And the problem is, people in this popcorn microwave society, people want renderings. Like, already. Like, bro, like, the deal
literally. The graphic designer up.
The deal literally had just got done. You know what I'm saying? No, show us the building. You know what I mean? Show us the inside of the condo, the bar.
Losing their minds at first. How many bathrooms it got? Like, it was crazy. Yeah.
And then the crazy thing is this is how social media outrage works. I guarantee the next day, nobody was talking. They was talking about something else.
Went on to something else, man. But the politicians, man, like, I feel like the narrative is so skewed and they're so worried about what people think. Like, the truth of the matter is, the celebration should still be, hey, it's a $1.7 billion project, still getting done.
Yeah.
Thousands of jobs. Everything that was geared towards and backed, it happened because council had enough, gall to say, we gonna pass this through. Because otherwise, Sixers had no leverage. This ain't going down at all. Then they still got to do it down there. Then you still gonna have a madhouse because we probably would have saw numerous protests while the construction was going on. Yeah. And like 2026, probably everything else that was supposed to go down there probably was gonna be a mess. Like, so council should pat themselves on the back for being bold and daring enough to still, because it's because of them this still happened, one way or another.
Because council was brave enough to pass it in an emphatic fashion, the way that they did, it opened the door for Comcast to come back and be like, let's figure this out.
And guess what? Now, Chinatown still remains unbothered.
Right.
Instead, they worried about people feeling like they got played with and everything else when, man, come on. This is business, and majority of y'all have a clue or still know, like, one way or another, this thing was going to get done.
Right.
But still in all, it was because of y'all that it created the leverage to make them people have to come to the table and really, really work it out.
Yeah.
And again, I think that they're afraid of public perception right now, and they shouldn't even be caring about that. You know what I'm saying? Like they ought to give themselves some type of credit. You know what I mean? Even the mayor, you know what I'm saying? She pushed it to the dance floor.
She was emphatic about it. She came right out with it. Listen, I'm in favor.
Right. So now, but this is where they just have to unlazy themselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're afraid that they upset, like, Chinatown or whatever Asian groups because they actually took a vote. They was hoping not to have to be on the dance floor voting in the first place. But the real thing is, check this out. That means you know what you do? While this is getting built and them jobs start getting filled, guess what you do? You go reach the black folks. Don't do the Democratic thing and wait till the 25th hour. Go reach all the young people that's about to go ahead and cash out on those benefits. And now you build more voters on that side of things. It's time to do something different anyway because the Democratic Party is in disarray anyway. But that's a whole different episode.
Yeah, we ain't got time for that.
Man, last thing. Talk about disarray. What's going on with our Cowboys, man? Have you officially renounced your Cowboyship yet? Are you still holding out hope? Like, what's the, is Deion going to be the coach? Is Kellen Moore the coach? Like, what we doing?
I haven't denounced yet. But I say yet. But I don't know what they're doing. Talented team. Everything that went wrong could have went wrong. Yeah. Like, I'm talking about you. I've never seen a team so injured in all the critical spots, though. The Sixers is the reminiscent right on the Cowboys. It's like, Paul George out there, and Bean out, Maxey out too, Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb out, Dak out. Like, bro, what am I about to go watch? And I went to go see 2 games. 3 games this year. Yeah. So I'm like, wait, I got to go see Cooper Rush play the Eagles. And what's the name out too? This person out. So I mean, everything went wrong. Could have went wrong for them. Went wrong. And honestly, like I don't like the. Obviously, I'm not saying this in support of injuries, but Jerry Jones deserved it due to his inactivity in the offseason anyway. Right. So just being arrogant, acting like I ain't.
He had clear layups out in the free agent market that he just didn't attack.
And not just paying your guys in advance. Yeah. Like you only paid what you had to pay Dak, or you paid what you had to pay CD.
Because you had to. You was
letting all these other guys get paid, dummy. So like that was his fault. But also, like, I'm going to be honest, like, I'm not for a Deion move. And
I'm not ready for the Deion move.
And I'm telling you right now, like, that might be grounds of dismissal for me. Just because Deion is a motivator and entertainer right now. Like, I mean, college, you get to recruit. Mm-hmm. College, you can get away with motivating guys because you got talent and then probably hire other little coordinators. That don't translate well to the pros. We're not really sure Deion, like, in every big game Colorado played, they got smoked.
They got a little
they get smoked. So, like, bringing him in, like, that's just a money move. Jerry want a circus. He want a show. Like, he don't want to win. So I can't get with it.
What you got, Matt?
I don't want Deion to take the job with the Cowboys because I don't want him anywhere near Jerry Jones. I hate Jerry Jones. I'm not messing with that team until Jerry Jones is gone.
No, but see, that's the thing.
Jerry Jones a vampire. He got 25 more years later.
No, listen. But the problem is this, though. It's not Jerry, though, too. It's his son.
But Jerry Jones is legit incompetent, as a GM. Did you hear what he was like? They was like, would you let anybody else be the GM? And he was like, for what? I bought the damn team. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, that's his attitude.
Yeah, I bought a franchise,
even
not an investment.
Even down to the whole thing with the quarterback, with the bonus for the end of the year.
Oh, yeah.
He had the bonus for the $500,000. Mm-hmm. And he was just like, oh, no, I ain't know nothing about it. And it's just like, you're either lying or you don't have a clue.
And it was crazy because everybody else in the league hit their bonuses.
It's nuts. But it's like you're either lying or you don't have a clue as a GM. Yeah. Like one or the other. And I honestly didn't like him once he said the whole thing about God watching the Cowboys with the hole in the roof. And ever since that, I'm just like, he just...
Got sick of him.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, he cursed.
But I'm going to tell you this, though. Like, again, Stephen Jones is worse. Stephen the one, honestly, look, Jerry is the talking head. Anybody know the Cowboys know this, and I got friends that work for him. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows Will McClay is a black man who really is the GM. Jerry just keeps the title.
Will McClay brilliant, too.
Yeah, but that's why he paid Will McClay damn near more than any other GM in the league.
Will McClay been offered every job under the sun.
And won't go nowhere.
Even back to when he was like a director of player personnel.
And won't go nowhere.
Every organization tried to get him to come run.
He won't leave.
He won't leave.
And he won't leave. So, and because he's so brilliant, that's why they've been able to draft so well. And Jerry don't like this. Stephen Jones don't like to give free agent money.
Right.
So that's the thing. Stephen is worse than Jerry, but Jerry just got the microphone.
I think Jerry's cursed.
Yeah, but look, but the problem is this: Jerry might be cursed, but Stephen gonna run it even more horribly and just as bad. So like, the curse ain't going in.
Everybody seems to want the coordinator,
Kellen Moore.
No.
Young boy from Lions. You
Oh,
know
Ben
Johnson.
Johnson. Oh,
Ben Johnson.
Pac-Man Jones today on Pat McAfee said, I talked to people. Ben Johnson to the Raiders is a done deal. Trust me.
They said
Because Brady got involved.
Brady
Ben Johnson wasn't even going to interview. And Brady put the call in like, yo, you need to, I'm telling you, I got a vision. Like, it's me. Boy with the crazy haircut, forget him. It's me. I don't put my name on nothing. I don't put my name on nothing I don't believe in. And Ben Johnson came in and Brady hit him with the Oluwapti and he like, oh no, bet I'm done. He stopped taking interviews.
I'm gonna say this: the Cowboys got, I don't know, they probably got one more strike. If it's anything immoral or just, I don't know, something is burning me out. Like, I'm going down 95 to Baltimore, man. But no. Honestly, I'm gonna just be a football fan. Cause there's rules to it. You know what I mean? So you can't, like, it's football got the rules. This ain't no I follow a player, John. Football got rules. Right. So I can't pop up and be like, let me throw the green team on. Let me do this. No, I'm just gonna be the guy, that's gonna be like, I'm marking the calendar. Pat Mahomes and Josh Allen playing. Long as it ain't like in December, if it's in September, I go to either place. If it's December, you know what I mean? I ain't cut like that to sit out there and watch it. But
especially I'm watching in KC or it's equally
Buffalo.
Bad.
That's why I said they bad. So I'd rather just travel and watch.
Buffalo, you gotta bring a shovel with you for your seat.
Gotta clean your own seat off, man. And them boys, man, they got their shirt off and all. But for me though, I probably just go ahead and be a fan of the game. Like I love football. Like obviously y'all know that, but like
being a Cowboys fan is taxing. It's mentally exhausting.
I've stopped. It's draining. It's just.
Yeah. So, but I mean, they got good draft picks this year.
It's like playing ball in boots.
Picking 12, you get your guys back. You know what I mean?
But even that was frustrating because it's like, yo, why
we couldn't even tank right?
We can't even tank right. Why are y'all winning these games, dog? We're going to play for pride. For what?
Look, yo, I'm watching the Washington game, right? And Caleb, he 11, my son, he just don't know no better. He just hoping we win. So, Terry catch the ball at the end of the end zone. I'm like, yeah. He like, I said, son, no, we were supposed to lose. We were supposed to lose. And he just looking at me confused, and I'm like, no, we didn't need to win the game, so trust me. Not this time. I don't like to lose, but you'll understand it.
Yeah, this is a draft position game at this point.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. They got to make some free agent moves, though. They got to add and fill in the blanks a little bit, and them guys got to come back healthy, man. But the coaching, that coaching search is gonna be serious. They got to bring the right type guy.
And to that point, I don't know if this is Steven or Jerry's fault. The game that they played with Mike McCarthy, his contract expired on Monday. They waited till Monday when the contract sunset, where he missed. It was a whole 2 weeks of early interviewing period that he missed. And they just like, oh yeah, we're going to part ways. This is a wrap. So now all he got is like the Bears and like one other team because everybody else already didn't pick their coach out.
Already been locking in.
I'm just like, yo, they are insane how they do business.
Yeah, from what I heard, they had some tension. So I'm guessing Jerry was just like, no, you going to wait till this joint expire.
Screw him.
And then you do what you got to do. Yeah. So, man.
Man, it's been a phenomenal conversation. We always love when you come through, bro. So much knowledge, real world experience that you get to share with us, in the audience. Let everybody know how they can, support and donate to what you got going on because, you got a lot of big donors, always need more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
So, give everybody the information on how they can, support and donate to Beat the Block, Area 32, Culture Changing Christians, all of the amazing things that you're doing.
Okay, cool, man. I mean, you can visit beattheblock.org. You know what I'm saying? You can see some of the stories, hear from some of the young men personally, the work we've done. You can see some of the stats. I actually got to update that from our last cohort.
Yeah.
But you certainly can donate that way. And, Culture Changing Christians, we always got something going on. Partner with ccc.org. You can reach out to us on them sites, too. I would definitely say Beat the Block. If you really know, like, somebody that's troubled, that really fit that age demographic and really want to do something with themselves, shoot an email, you know what I mean? And we can at least get them on our list and even set some interviews up because we like to build the queue because not every man finished, you know what I'm saying? So like if we can replace a person, bring another young brother in, we serious about saving lives. Area 32 is funded, by the state. Like that's a state pilot, so like we don't necessarily need donations for that. With that being said, I'm passing Carl Day on everything that you can think of, so you can always follow me, reach out to me, and I appreciate it in advance. And I'll say this last thing, man, shout out to y'all, because I was telling Chad, Matt, that like I run into various people and people just be like, yo, man, I love what you doing. I found out about you through TRPE. And I'm like, that's what's up, man. I appreciate that. You know what I mean? Like I'm used to hearing like publications. Oh, I heard you on NPR. I saw you on CNN. I read this up on what's the name? And you know, and people usually do that via email, like, oh, you know, I saw you on what's the name.
Well,
but
when
like,
it's grassroots, it's TRP.
yeah, I'm outside. Yeah, I'm outside, and people like, yo, no, man, I F with you, man. Excuse my language. I'm like, no, it's cool, you know. But yeah, so you know, y'all doing y'all thing, man, and like y'all, you know, y'all giving people balance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's important, man, because a lot of these podcasts, you know, lack substance. Or still lack like the balance of humor, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, and intellect, and you know what I mean? Just so y'all killing it, man, just with the diversity and reaching all kinds of people. You know what I mean? So
We appreciate that.
Shout
bro.
out to y'all, man.
That mean a lot coming from you because like been here every step of the way. You know what I mean? You know, one of our early guests, a supporter all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even when I don't ask, you calling me with like, yo, I got somebody I think you should talk to, da da da, and then I'm gonna double back and I'm gonna bring this so it's you know, it's a lot of stuff that you do that help us in terms of programming and you know all types of stuff, man. So we definitely you know appreciate you giving us your time and then always thinking of us and you know how you can support us in the brand. So that mean a lot too, bro.
No doubt, man. Appreciate y'all doing this.
Appreciate you, brother. It's another fantastic episode of the realest podcast ever. Y'all stay warm wherever y'all at. I know it's super cold out there. It's brutal. So you know y'all stay warm, man. Make sure y'all pipes don't freeze or burst, because that's a whole nother set of problems, man. But we appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe to this episode. Realest Podcast.